Hello everyone, it's me again, Jared, back with another video. Thank you very much for tuning in again. So, I felt compelled to make this video today for you because I was thinking earlier this morning how many young people are starting to get more involved in politics. I've been noticing for the past year or so that lots and lots of young people are starting to become aware of the issues that we're facing here in the UK, and we've seen it in the general election last year in July, the 4th of July, when Reform UK were launching their campaign. I saw lots and lots of young people just come out in full support of them, campaigning for them, and I'm not saying I'll support Reform, but this was a really magical thing to see. You know, hats off to young people who are trying to make change in the UK, and they're getting themselves involved in politics, and they're trying their best to contribute to this cultural shift that we're experiencing in the UK. There's lots of little small pockets of good news that we're seeing in the UK, and it's just being overshadowed by all the terrible stuff that the Tory party have obviously done, and the way that the Labour Party is treating members of the general public right now. And since they were elected, it's only been 7 months since Keir Starmer, or Keir Starlin, this dictator of a prime minister, has come into power, and they've already inflicted all sorts of damage to the UK towards its people, to the British people. They've taken money out of the pensioners, they've taken money out of British farmers, and they're thinking of increasing council tax. All sorts of issues are not being dealt with, like migration, mass migration, and the NHS, and potholes, and this and that. And I made a video earlier, I think last night actually, talking about how Netflix users are going to be targeted by the Labour Party because they're thinking of introducing the increase in the parameters of the BBC TV licence fee. The fact that if you just want to simply watch Netflix, you still have to contribute to the TV licence fee and have to pay for that £169 per year, whether you watch live TV or not. This is ridiculous. And I was telling people, politics will influence your daily life, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, it makes a massive impact on your daily life, especially when power is in the hands of communist, authoritarian, maniacal figures like Keir Starmer and his Labour lot. More and more young people are getting involved in politics. It's really, I'm happy to see. It's a very positive thing to see. But I have to say this, there are a lot of people in this country who I'm afraid to say are absolute cowards. The people who refuse to vote, who didn't post their vote in the polling station. I'm not sure of the exact percentage, but there was a large proportion of people last year who didn't cast their vote. Members of the general public who were perfectly eligible to vote, didn't cast their vote. Why? Why would you throw away your vote? Imagine the higher number of Reform MPs who could have gotten in if there were more votes pledged towards the Reform Party. And the fact that the Labour Party won the election, well, they didn't really win. It was more like the Tory Party who lost. You know, when Keir Starmer gave his victory speech, we did it! Like some 5-year-old who won a school competition. Absolutely childish behaviour. The fact that Labour won the election is just a demonstration of the dire state that the UK is in. And for those of you who didn't vote, who didn't cast your vote, you are an absolute coward. You are demonstrating to yourself, you are telling yourself that you don't really care about the future of this country. Because, as I said, those small little things that we do to even attempt to make change in this country can make a massive difference in the long run. I get why you think that there's no point in voting. People say that they don't want to vote because what's the point in voting? It makes no difference. These politicians and political parties jostle around, fighting for power, fighting for more authority. They jostle around like they're in a circus clown act. Absolute clowns, taking the mickey out of the general public, trying to fill their own pockets and taking advantage of the general public and making policy changes at the expense of ordinary people living out ordinary lives, at the expense of hard-working people, of taxpayers. What's the point in voting? Makes no difference. All the corruption that we see is just festering in the political ring, and my vote won't make any difference whatsoever to what's going on in the country. Let me tell you something. Politics has a way of impacting your daily life, whether you like it or not. And I've just told you about Netflix users being impacted by the Labour Party. This is what corrupt, disgusting politicians do. They try to influence every facet of your life. And not to mention, the fact that we are entitled to vote is a blessing in and of itself. Many people in the past died, sacrificed their lives in the First and Second World War so that we could vote. You are throwing away your vote. You are throwing away your privilege, your simple privilege to be able to make change in this country. What did those soldiers sacrifice their lives for? For you to squander your vote, for you to do nothing at all. Because young people nowadays in this current generation are spoiled. They're completely spoiled to the point where they just don't care enough to even cast a vote, to even simply go to a polling station, spend 5 or 10 minutes of their day going to a polling station and filling out a piece of paper. It's not hard, is it? Even if you don't care that much about politics, all you have to do is head to the polling station and cast your vote. Fill out a piece of paper, tick that box. That's all you have to do. It's not hard, is it? But no, my vote doesn't matter at all. I'm a coward. I tell myself and I tell others that whatever I do, whatever political party I vote for, it makes no difference, because we're going to see the same level of corruption and authoritarianism that we saw 5 years ago. What difference does it make? It doesn't impact my daily life. I'm just trying to live out my life. Well, believe it or not, it will impact your life, as I've just demonstrated to you. You must not refuse to vote. You are demonstrating to yourself, you're telling yourself that you are a coward, you don't care at all about the future of this country. And if this country goes haywire, if this country turns into absolute chaos, and turns into an even bigger shithole than the shithole that it's already in, you don't have a right to complain. When you can't get a doctor's appointment, when all the potholes are littered all across the country, all across the roads that you drive on, and you have to repair your car more often, or this law on the TV license fee impacting Netflix users does come into effect, you don't get to complain. Anything that impacts your daily life that is solely done by the hands of politicians, you don't have the right to complain. You do not complain about it, because you did nothing at all. You didn't cast your vote. You didn't at least try, at least attempt to make some difference to the future of this country, to cast your vote towards a political party that you believe in, or at least have some semblance, have some potential to make change, to reverse the turmoil that the UK is in. So that's all I have to say. I just had to rant about this because I was thinking about it earlier this morning. It was just boggling my mind. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a very good day. Bye bye.